My name's Hallie Johnson, and today I'll be discussing these three different magazine covers. Each one has similarities and contrasts, which I'll be discussing and analysing. I'll be talking about images, colours, text, fonts, and layouts of all these three magazines. So the first one, Rock Sound, features the Black Veil Bride's main singer, I believe. It's kind of very dark and eerie, yet also really enticing for people who love that genre. Second one is Cheryl Cole, We Heart Pop, and it looks to be aimed quite at pre-teens and teenagers of the female gender. It looks really vivid in its image of how it's portrayed. Now the third one is, I find, quite a professional look or official look. It has little to none pictures involving other than Amy Winehouse's face, and it looks like it's supposed to be enticing from the words other than just the image, though of course Amy Winehouse is the feature of it. So with images, this one though uses this main image of the Black Veil Bride's member, also has these ones as well to kind of entice it and show what it's going to be about within the articles as well. The next one of Cheryl Cole, We Heart Pop, it's of course, as it's aimed at pre-teens, eyes going to be jumping around the whole page, looking at everything, making sure that it got everything they want in it. So it's got loads of different texts and pictures and graphics, all to make sure that it's very enticing. Nothing really is a main thing other than Cheryl Cole. Other than her, everything is just everywhere. Then, of course, the third one of Amy Winehouse, it only has 2 pictures featuring in it. But, of course, this big one right here is the most important one. Also, as you can see, nothing is covering her face, so it makes it seem that her face is like the most important thing, which is to be looked at, the main picture. Colours then also, there's a wide range of colours across all 3 magazines, which I wanted to make sure of so that I could get contrast between each of them. The first one, Rock Sound, aims a very, very dark kind of theme. Even the background's completely dark and his clothes, of course, are completely dark, which make his eyes stand out that even bit more because they're also covered around darkness, which makes them stand out much more, which also helps the wording to stand out too. Then you have We Heart Pop, and its colours are, of course, like pink and purple with bold black lines to really entice younger audiences, and it's got mainly pinks and purples, so can be said to direct to girls a lot, but I feel that also the graphics around it is enticing to any gender really. Then of course the third one, I feel like this is more a young adult or adult or someone very interested in Amy Winehouse theme. The colours are very like official. You'd see this in a very professional magazine. Has only red as a feature colour, and then everything else seems to be enormous this black and white, grey kind of theme, which is sort of a contrast to her skin tone, so it makes that pop out and makes that stand out. Text then, looking back at Rock Sound, is also very vivid because of everything that's black behind it. The text really stands out. Of course, you have the feature kind of colour. Well, not the feature colour, but the colour that really stands out. The cover lines. Sorry, because it's in blue. Then you have the yellow bits plus here as well, which makes that stand out as well. Anything that's not kind of the feature colour will stand out better. But then, of course, you see the red parts here, 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 and here, which also is standing out because it's just not black or white. Then you come on to We Heart Pop, and it's got also text covering the page, and the text is in all various shapes and sizes, which still makes it very stand out. The one that stands out personally is the Cheryl one right here, because it's the biggest text in front of the characters also. Then you have the little things inside the bubbles, which makes that stand out itself because it's a different colour from all the purples and pinks around it. Then in Q, I believe that the things in orange stand out the most because it contrasts from what else is on the page. Then I feel like probably what's in red is the next thing that you look at because it's got all the because it's just standing out from everything else, like her hair and her face and stuff stuff like that. I feel like all three designers of these magazines use it this way so that it's more appealing to their audiences and gives out like the vibes that they're trying to give out for their audiences. Layout then is also very directed to their target markets. For rock sounds, because they're appealing to people that like hard rock music or metal or things like that, people of that genre, it's got kind of like this vibe of almost graffiti on the wall sort of thing with rebels, and even this word right here, outcasts, suggests that it's really appealing to people who don't stand with the norm of things like that. It's got that in big letters so that it really appeals to the audiences first. Then I feel like his kind of skin complexion is sort of what you see next when you just kind of turn around to look at it, and then you get all these other bits here which are also important, but this is kind of like the main headline, followed by all these other things that are inside the magazine also. The cover, the masthead, is also at the top of the page, so that if this magazine was to be stacked up against other ones, you'd at least see the cover and you know that it's what you want to read. Then you come to We Heart Pop, and We Heart Pop takes a very different approach. Because it's aiming at pre-teens, it's a lot of everything of everywhere. Everything gets like bold colours and a little display and all pictures and graphics and things, so that it makes sure that everything is seen and everybody knows what's inside the magazine to come. I feel that this is less successful in being, because it's got everything everywhere, nothing really gets a say in significance. Everything's all kind of the same when you look at it vaguely. I think that it's kind of all just in one clump. But then you come on to Q, and Q is quite dramatic in a sense that it has Amy Winehouse as this biggest thing, and then all the wording kind of comes after her, even though the wording is in front of her. We see her first. Her model is the most dramatic thing that they placed on the page. Then I feel like the title, the masthead, is the next thing, because of course it's their signature, it's what they are known as, so they must have that somewhere very in particular. Next then is the wording, where the white and red and orange stand out too. I feel that they've done it this way so that they've given Amy the most space that she can possibly have on the magazine, and then everything else is kind of moulded around her, which doesn't make it look tacky, which I think doesn't make it look tacky at all. It makes it look quite official and presented really well and have a dramatic effect for anyone who wants to find out more about Amy Winehouse. Thank you.